Did you make a mistake in your organic forms with contour lines homework from Drawabox? Maybe you did without realising. In this video, let's look at a mistake I made and discuss whether this humble towel could have helped me to get it right. At the end, I'm going to draw some organic forms to see if anything has improved since I did the homework. The organic forms with contour lines is the second homework in lesson 2 of Drawabox. The exercise uses cross-contour lines to show the roundness of a simple sausage form. This is the example homework. On the top there is a page full of forms with contour ellipses, and on the bottom there is a page of forms with contour curves. This is my page of forms with contour ellipses. I reviewed it against the common mistakes listed in the exercise description and compared it to some of the homework on the Drawabox site and with ScyllaStew's video. If you want advice about finding other people's homework to compare your work against, please check out my video about Am I Doing Drawabox Correctly? There are links to that video, to the Drawabox website, to ScyllaStew's channel, and all of the other material that I reference in the description. The instructions list the most common mistakes. The curves or ellipses are floating arbitrarily. The degree of the ellipses are all the same. The curves don't hook around. The ellipses are not aligned with the shape. The ellipses are not drawn through. Checking through these, my ellipses aren't floating arbitrarily on the page. It is clear I am trying to fit them snugly with the edges of the organic form. The instructions acknowledge this isn't easy, and there is a noticeable difference when someone is trying and when they don't really care. I am also clearly trying to align my ellipse with the middle line of the sausage. The alignment of my axis changes as the shape bends. I also vary the degree or width of the ellipses, but I found this tricky. I'm trying to vary the size but failing because of my drawing skills. On the whole, I think this is a marginal pass. A C or a C+ maybe. This is my page of organic shapes with contour curves. In this exercise, instead of drawing full ellipses, you only draw the visible part of the ellipse. The common mistake for this exercise is not to make your curves round enough and not hooking around onto the back side of the form. It's clear I'm trying to avoid these mistakes, so this is another marginal pass. But I made a major mistake. Did you spot it? In some cases, like this one, my curves are curving the wrong way. I've drawn the bit of the ellipse we can't see rather than the visible bit on the front face of the form. If you can see the end of the sausage, the contours should curve away from it. These are right. These two are wrong. The lesson contains a good explanation of contour lines, and I've had lots of experience working with them as I worked through the natural way to draw. But I got so tied up in the technicalities of drawing ellipses and curves that I forgot to think about what I was drawing. And I'm not the only one. There are examples of the same problem in the homework on the Drawabox site, and it doesn't get called out by the reviewers. If you struggle to work out which side of the ellipse you can see, it helps me to imagine the sausage floating in front of me. Then I can imagine myself drawing the contour lines on it. If you imagine slicing the sausage vertically, you are cutting along a contour. If you look at the side of the cut you can see, this is the contour ellipse. The edge of the other slice is the contour curve, which is the side of the ellipse that remains visible when you stick the sausage back together, and it curves away from the end. If this is still difficult, this is where a stripy towel can help. If we roll it up, these lines wrapping around it are the cross-contour lines wrapping around the form. If we curve it like a sausage, it gets a bit crumpled, but it is still good enough. Now, if we position ourselves so it looks like the sausage we want to draw, we can see what the contour lines look like. The ones at this end curve like this, the ones at this end curve the other way. The lines curve less as they approach the middle, and the ones in front of us are virtually straight vertical lines. I did the homework a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to have another go at the exercises to see if anything has changed. I'm using a 0.5mm Unipin fineliner and some scrap print paper. I start by ghosting the curve of the sausage and then draw it, trying to keep the lines smooth and confident. Joining up with the starting point is always difficult. Next, I'll ghost and draw the middle line. Then the ellipse at the end. I'll draw the contour ellipses at various points, trying to keep them snug to the edges of the form and perpendicular to the centre line. I mark the points where the major axis of the ellipse meets the form. These act as targets for the ellipse. I follow the instruction to go around each ellipse twice. I decide where I want one end of the curve, estimate a line perpendicular to the centre line, and mark the other end of the major axis of the ellipse. I try to get each one narrower than the last, as though I am viewing the sausage slightly from the right, and it's always turning away from me. Not too bad, it's about the same standard as my homework. I will try and draw the same shape again with contour lines instead of ellipses. The steps are the same. I draw the sausage, ghost the centre line until I am comfortable, and then draw it. I draw the end ellipse, for the contour lines I always mark the targets. I ghost the full ellipse before drawing the front side. This has been an interesting exercise. It's made me realise that when you are drawing from imagination, you need to visualise what you are drawing. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you are following Drawabox, please tell me about your experiences in the comments. Here is a link to the video about reviewing your Drawabox homework.